Is this Xbox title making a comeback? PlayStation makes a crazy accusation. What's the deal with the next Xbox showcase? What's up, guys, and welcome back to Xbox Ready, a special weekend edition. You know we do these every Sunday. Me and Jimmy discussing the most pressing matters going on in the Xbox world. Working around the clock, 3 videos a week, making sure you're up to date on all things Xbox.
But I almost sneezed, sorry. Oh, you ever get that when you're like halfway there?
But yeah, we also do other stuff on this channel as well. We've done a few unboxings. I do some game reviews. I've done like some accessory stuff. I've done like little tips and tricks for your Xbox. So if you're a fan of stuff like that, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. So first up, let's talk about Halo Infinite. Now, Jimmy, when was the last time you jumped into Halo?
Like 2021. I played it in 2021. A little bit in 2022. I think the last time I played it was Christmas time 2021.
Okay,
I did the holiday event, got the holiday armor, and I was like, why am I doing this? And I went back to Destiny.
So season 3 has just been released.
I heard it's really good.
So people have reached out to me on Xbox Live, on Instagram, and the YouTube comments.
Right.
Our buddy Royce says that season 3 is good and that he's really enjoying it. I haven't played season 3 just yet, but I just played Halo Infinite a couple of days ago. This is one of my more controversial opinions. I'm gonna die on this hill, okay? Halo Infinite is a fun game. There are some things that are whack about it, the missing content, the fourth mode taking forever.
Even controversial?
Like, every time I say it, someone is in the comments like, dude, be real, like Halo Infinite is trash.
No,
like,
it's
a
super
terrible
fun.
game.
It's a really fun
game. It's a good, fun game. The fundamentals are there. They just kind of fumbled it with the live service aspect of it and the lack of campaign stuff. So season 3, apparently they added some new maps. They added a new cinematic and narrative portion for their multiplayer.
Cool.
And then they added a new menu for the campaign. No new campaign stuff. Just a new menu. That seems a little questionable to me, but there are performance issues as well. So people have been reporting frame rate drops.
How are there performance issues in a game that's 2.5 years old? Or a year and a half. Sorry, a year and a half.
Well, you see, what happened was it happens mostly allegedly through 120 hertz playback. There's some really bad stuttering going on.
Yeah, 120
people have been
hertz.
uploading. And then
we're not ready.
Apparently, the game has been crashing for some people. There's also been some issues with the UI. It's been apparently kind of slower
Xbox
and buggy.
PC?
From what I was reading, the few tweets, it was like a mix.
Who knows, man?
But when that game launched, I remember my friends who were playing on PC, it would crash all the time. All the time. It was
kind of hard to get that game locked at 60 when it came out. But then, it's better now. Well, it was better.
Yeah.
And you can play it on Steam Deck now, which is cool. I just haven't really put a ton of time into it because...
Yeah, that's probably what Royce is playing it on.
Yeah, it's so similar to Destiny, and I like Destiny more, so I play Destiny.
So is this a sign of better times to come for the Halo franchise, 4343?
I would love to know what's going on, because this is like, we heard that report from Jason Schreier where he's like, yep, everything's a disaster, where they fired like the whole content team or whatever, and now we got the best season. I don't know, I hope Microsoft sends someone in to whip that studio into shape, basically.
Well, first of all, I think it's questionable that they keep doing more stuff with the multiplayer narrative and not the campaign. We want more campaign stuff, and it feels like at the ending of that game, it felt like it was getting set up for more DLC and stuff, and they just haven't touched it. Jason Schreier in that report said that there was never plans for campaign DLC or campaign add-ons.
So they just flat out lied then. Like, that's so crazy to just say stuff and then not deliver on it in any way, but to say stuff and not even have a plan in place to begin with about what you're talking about. Like, why did you put the expectation in people's heads? Like, you didn't have to do that. No one was out here begging for Halo to become Destiny, They just wanted a good Halo campaign and good Halo multiplayer. It kind of feels like they let the live service dream get the best of them, being like, oh, we could charge for all these cosmetics and battle passes and everything. And like, if you just made it a normal Halo game and then still had the battle pass for the multiplayer, I don't think people would be too upset about it, right? Like,
or just make a normal Halo game and develop like another shooter that's more like live service oriented, or like whatever you want to do. That's like a Game Pass shooter that has all that BS in it. But
we got 2 Halo games in the Xbox generation. We got Halo and Halo 2. Then we got Halo 3, Halo ODST, and Halo 4 in the Xbox 360 generation.
Halo Reach, hold on, brother, yeah.
And then the Xbox One, we get Halo 5, which is a mess. It's like, feels like an unfinished game. Awesome. And then this time we get Infinite, and it looks like it's going to be another generation where there's just one Halo game. Maybe we're going to get this Tatanka thing, but like...
Yeah, Certain Affinity is still working on the Battle Royale for Halo. I don't know, like, again, it's not something that we were necessarily asking for, but it could be a fun addition just to be like, hey, there's new game modes and new content. And that's pretty much what the big criticism of Halo has been. So like, I know a lot of people are maybe burnt out on the Battle Royale formula, but I mean, I'm not going to knock them for putting in a new game mode when people are like, there's not enough content, there's not enough maps, there's not enough game modes, you know? So hopefully Season 3 is a fresh start for Halo Infinite, because Joe Staten is not coming back. It was made official that he's going to Xbox Game Studios Publishing. It's Twitter official. He like updated his bio. So he's no longer going to be involved in Halo. We can't count on him to be the savior anymore.
Fallout 76 even had a turnaround. I think Halo Infinite, with the infinite resources of Microsoft, would be able to have a turnaround.
Yet another day of talking about Activision Blizzard, the back and forth between Microsoft and Sony, the battle over Call of Duty. This one's juicy though. This one's juicy. Okay, so Sony, apparently, they're convinced that Microsoft is going to purposely release a buggy, terrible version of Call of Duty for PlayStation consoles, and then they're going to drag their feet in trying to fix it, which would then sabotage Call of Duty's most profitable and most successful sales weeks, which is the first couple of weeks.
Activision's already way ahead of them on that one, dude. Like, they can't even finish the games that they are releasing without Xbox. Like, yeah, I think it will be buggy on PlayStation. I don't think it'll be because of sabotage. I think it'll be because they rush these things out in a year.
And it was interesting because they were saying like they'll put like some game-breaking bug like towards the end, so you can't finish the campaign or something like that. And then they'll be like, oh, you know, we're gonna wait a couple weeks until we finish it. And it's this weird turnaround. This is the first story that I've seen in the news cycle in regards to this Activision Blizzard deal, because usually it's all focused on negative Xbox stuff. It's like Xbox facing an uphill battle, this deal is probably not going to go through, blah 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 blah. And as I was reading through the news today, it was like Sony is becoming paranoid, Sony is like, their argument is unraveling, Sony is worried, blah blah blah. It was like weirdly anti PlayStation Sony, I would say.
I think Sony's just throwing out anything they can to like make sure this deal doesn't happen. I think the line from Jim Ryan was that we saw from the rogue, what is she, like COO of Xbox?
Yeah, she's COO of Activision Blizzard. Yeah, of Activision. Yeah.
She quoted Jim Ryan saying, I don't want to make a deal with the Xbox, I just want to block the merger. And like, that's pretty cold, man. I don't know. That's like a cool moment for Jim Ryan, I think. Not what he's saying is cool. How he said it just sounds pretty badass.
I guess it all depends on delivery, because I think the line itself is an L, because they've been saying like, you know, we're doing this, like we want it for the betterment of the game industry, and now they're saying like, actually no, we just like want to piss off our rivals. And I think that could be dangerous. I think they should take the 10-year deal, because in that same Twitter thread, that COO was saying that Microsoft's deal that they were offered PlayStation was better than the deal that Activision would offer them. I don't know like how much truth there is to that, but I think there's a real danger here, because previous to this, I was reading the other day that PlayStation was saying, oh, Microsoft, they're dragging their feet on signing a contract. They don't really want to sign a contract. It's all performative. The performative part I agree with. Like, all of this is posture. Like, we've seen it on both sides. But it's like they've already inked deals with Nintendo and Nvidia. Yeah. And so it's like, dude, how much are they dragging their feet?
They're crazy too, though. They're adamant they can get the Modern Warfare 2 that came out this year running on the Nintendo Switch. I am calling fat bull on that one. There is no way. They're like, if they do, that game will be running at 360p maximum, and it'll look like a PS1 game. They said, yeah, it runs on low-end PCs. Like the lowest of low-end PCs with a dedicated graphics card and like a decent CPU, maybe even like a 5-year-old CPU and like 8 gigs of RAM, that is more powerful than the Nintendo Switch. They're like vastly overstating how powerful the Switch is.
But even if they make it streamable, technically they would be bringing it to all
they'd have to do that,
the Switch consoles.
But they said, we're confident we can get it to run. I would love to see that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this deal goes through. We saw a report from Reuters saying that the EU is likely to approve this deal, and that's without Microsoft signing this contract with Sony. So I don't know if there's a scenario where it's like the deal is approved and Sony has nothing, no contract, no anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, it might be just beneficial at this point for them to just come together and be like, let's work something out.
This is a mess, and you know, I wish it would end because Xbox has some games coming up and they really should start marketing them and, you know, get people excited to play things on their Xbox instead of making this the dominating part of the news cycle. Like, where are the games that were announced for the next 12 months at last E3?
They predicted that this merger would be done by summer 2023.
Right.
There could be a possibility that this deal is done in the next 3 months, and then boom, the June showcase comes around, boom, Starfield Direct comes around. Then we get to really focus on that stuff because they have been putting out some like Hi-Fi Rush.
Great game.
Love Hi-Fi Rush. Redfall will be out by May. And we got to talk about the showcase because now it's got an official date. There were rumors like, oh, they're skipping E3, but they're going to do their own show, but we didn't know. June 11th, it's going down. They're going to have the Xbox Game Showcase, and then they're going to have a whole thing dedicated to Starfield. What do you want to see from them?
I would like to see Stalker 2 with a release date. I know why that hasn't happened, but I just really want to play that game. Forza Motorsport, they gotta just figure it out. They gotta figure out how to make that game come out this year. Whether they have to throw more money at it, throw more developers at it, I don't know. Figure it out, get it out this year, because that needs to happen. Because people are getting sick of like what happened last year where they said, oh, 2022 is gonna blow the doors off. There's gonna be tons of awesome games. Nothing. 2023, games in the next 12 months. Hi-Fi Rush, incredible. Everything else we've gotten, not memorable. So get Forza Motorsport out. People want to play that game. Show me a trailer, get me excited for it. Evil Within 3, they teased it in Hi-Fi Rush. Show me that. I want to see that from Bethesda. That's a perfect game to announce. I'm sure it's pretty far along if they were working on it, because that was in the Nvidia leak that has come true.
Oh yeah,
every game.
Oh yeah.
Hellblade 2 release date. Do not show that game again without a release date. I'm sick of seeing Hellblade 2 without a release date. That is the first game that was announced for the Series X, and we have seen nothing from it in terms of actual gameplay. Don't know what's going on.
We saw it at Summer Games Fest last year.
That was a gameplay. That was just another movie.
They said it was gameplay and footage.
Okay, I think that was a cutscene at best. Like,
so here's what I would like.
Year 6.
Year 6, that would be sick. We know that they're working on it, at least. Pressing issue number 1 for me, definitely Forza Motorsport. It's the only game that we don't have a release date from Developer Direct. We have a release date for Redfall, we have a release window, and we know we have a date for Minecraft Legends, even a release date for Starfield. Arc 2, maybe it would be nice to see. Beyond that, I'd like to see some 2024 titles. I'm really pulling for Avowed 2024. Like, I'm really hungry for another fantasy RPG. Previous to what we've heard about Avowed is what people are saying, like, everyone that's seen it, they've been like, wow, it's a lot further along than what I thought.
Then show it.
Like, hopefully we'll see something at this showcase. I'm not expecting it in 2023, but 2024, hopefully. Maybe we'll see something about a Star Wars thing. I don't know. We were just at the premiere for Mandalorian, so
Xbox
we got
has some partnership
Star Wars on the brain. Elite Series 3. We think an Elite Series 3 teaser.
Dude, that'd be
maybe
sweet. Okay, like the DualSense Edge. Great controller. I think personally, after putting hours and hours and hours into this thing on PC, PS5, this is the best one of these like pro controllers you can get. Wow. Just for a price to performance standpoint. They gotta beef up this Elite Series 3, man. They got some competition over at Xbox with this thing. What if there's a Series S Plus to quell all these Digital Foundry videos we keep getting with like, hey, the Series X is once again, or Series S is once again holding a game back. They gotta figure something out there.
I don't have the answer, Sway, because there's so many Series S consoles out there.
Yeah.
And I think it is great. Like, it's amazing for what the price point and what it can do. I don't know if we're gonna get anything about it at this showcase, especially because it's like a games showcase and not like a.
But they always have Xbox does good surprises, like the Game Awards announcing the Series X. That was crazy.
That was crazy. The surprise drop of Halo Infinite's multiplayer, Hi-Fi Rush, that was a big surprise too. So yeah, maybe we'll get some more surprises here. Maybe we'll see Indiana Jones, some machine game stuff. Project Dragon could be interested, especially with all this talk about reviving Scalebound.
Yeah, Scalebound. There's a ton of stuff that Xbox could show. I think Massive's Star Wars game would be cool, but that might end up at a Ubisoft thing. Respawn, knowing that they have a partnership with Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, The Mandalorian. Respawn has a Star Wars FPS in development that apparently was pretty far along. Like, they make games pretty quick over there. that would be a really cool thing to show, because Lucasfilm, as we've heard, wants a new Star Wars game every 6 months, and as we've also heard, Jim also wants a Star Wars game every 6 months. So let's make both of us happy.
But yeah, already it seems like this year there's a different energy when it comes to game releases and stuff. It's like you and me, we've already been to a couple events. We're locked in for more. We're gonna be at E3. We're gonna go hopefully to the so there's a lot more excitement in the air when it comes to games. What would you like, just a couple of points to see from the Starfield Direct? Like, what are some burning Starfield questions as a Bethesda fan that you have?
Dude, honestly, this is a bad answer, but at this point, I don't really want to see more. Like, I know what this game is. It's like Fallout in space. It's got shooting, it's got space combat, it's got cool worlds to explore. I want reassurance that this game is going to run at a solid frame rate, whether that's 30 or 60. I don't personally care that much with a game like that because it's not a competitive FPS. I want to know that I'm not going to be falling through the floor. I want to know that the game's not going to be crashing. I want reassurance there, but I don't need to see more of this because I want to be surprised. That's like Resident Evil 4. It's getting a demo today. It's Shadow Drop. But like, I'm going to play a demo for a game that's coming out in 2 weeks that I know I'm going to love. No way. I'm going to wait. I want the like reveal of it to be when I play it.
But yeah, that's all the news we have for today, guys. We'll see you next week. Keep your eyes peeled for more Xbox news coming your way on this channel.